Everyone is always wondering what they should eat to naturally support their testosterone levels. I'm Dr. Rena, a urologist and pelvic surgeon, and today we're going to explore that very topic. What does research actually tell us about the kind of diet that can help you achieve the healthiest testosterone levels possible? If you're new here, I'm a board-certified urologist, and I create content focused on urologic health, bladder issues, sexual wellness, and more. So if you find this helpful, be sure to subscribe and share this channel with others. To answer this question, I'm going to take a closer look at a recently published study that examined the link between dietary inflammation and testosterone levels. Testosterone plays a key role in many bodily functions, and in fact, low testosterone affects about 20 to 50% of men. When it comes to sexual health, this may show up as a lower sex drive, difficulty reaching orgasm, or trouble achieving erections. To better understand how diet influences testosterone, several studies have been conducted, but this one focused on something called the Dietary Inflammatory Index. What exactly is that? It's a scoring system that evaluates the foods you eat and assigns a value based on how inflammatory they are, whether they tend to promote inflammation or help reduce it. These scores were determined by reviewing multiple studies that compared specific food components with how the body responds, including changes in inflammatory markers in the blood. In this research, data came from a nationwide survey known as the National Health and Nutrition Examination Survey. This program, developed by the National Center for Health Statistics, evaluates the health and nutritional status of adults in the United States. The data includes participant surveys, blood tests, and various physical measurements. For this study, researchers focused on men over the age of 20 who completed a 24-hour dietary record, essentially a detailed log of everything they ate, and also had their testosterone levels measured. The study included 4,000 men, and the findings were quite interesting. Men who followed the most pro-inflammatory diets were 29% more likely to have low testosterone compared to those whose diets were the most anti-inflammatory. Among men who were also obese, that risk increased significantly, up to 59% higher. So how does inflammation affect testosterone production? When inflammation is present, levels of inflammatory cytokines, these are chemical messengers in the blood, go up. This creates an environment where reactive oxygen species increase, especially in the testicles. The testicles require a very specific and balanced environment to function properly and produce testosterone efficiently. Now, it's important to understand that this study doesn't prove direct cause and effect. In other words, eating a pro-inflammatory diet doesn't automatically cause low testosterone. However, there is a clear association between the two. So what kind of diet should you consider? A good approach is one that closely resembles the Mediterranean diet. This includes plenty of whole grains and complex carbohydrates, rather than refined sugars, such as brown rice and oatmeal. It also includes fish, fruits, and vegetables. Healthy fats, like those found in olive oil, should be consumed in moderation, while foods like butter and red meat are best limited. The bottom line is this: there's no single food that will magically boost your testosterone. It's really about making consistent lifestyle changes. Is it simple? Not always. It's certainly not as easy as adding just one item to your shopping list. But small, steady changes can make a meaningful difference over time. Start by improving just one meal or snack each day. Stick with that for a week, and once it becomes a habit, begin adjusting other parts of your diet gradually. Step by step, these changes can lead to improvements not only in your sexual health, but also in your overall well-being and quality of life. I hope you found this helpful, and as always, remember to take good care of yourself, because you truly deserve it.